Let's take you to this matter now. Mineral Resources Minister Gwede Mantashe is visiting the abandoned Virginia mine in the Free State. It follows the deaths of at least 31 suspected illegal miners, believed to be Lesotho nationals, inside a methane-filled ventilation shaft. So far, 3 bodies have been retrieved from the mine. Mantashe has accused Lesotho of economic sabotage, saying its government has turned a blind eye on the crisis. For more on the story, we now cross live to Newzroom Afrika's Nqobile Madlala. Very good morning to you. A lot of criticism and perhaps a bit of a blame game when it comes to dealing with illegal miners in South Africa. What's the latest on the ground there?
Yes, of course. And I mean, when you look at the fact that it's 31 people that have lost their lives, you would imagine that this is the time actually to work together and start finding the answers. But what I have behind me now is some of the people from the Department of Mineral Resources. The minister has already seen the area. We have been advised not to go up, but this is exactly where it will happen. And these 31 people, suspected illegal miners, of course, are inside or still trapped in there, with an idea that now that this area is so, it has so much methane that it might be difficult for them to be still alive. But I want to bring in the community, because the community says this is something that happens quite constantly in this community, where they've lost quite a lot of people because of illegal mining. And Randall, you were just telling me a little earlier that this is something that is sort of normal, but that's concerning in itself, because it's a lot of lives that are being lost here. Tell me about a bit about this.
Yeah, thanks. My name is Randall Westhuizen. I'm the National Secretary for NAM, National Association of Artisanal Miners Association. So what is happening here, some of these things are also, it's not just mining or people that have been dumped. Some of it is man-made. Some of these areas, yeah, because why I say some of it is man-made, there are even some of these people that have been thrown down here by security forces here from the mine itself.
Why would security forces throw people down the mine?
They have their reasons. Remember, some of these security forces, they have also been lured into these operations of mining. And sometimes, if some of our people don't want to work with them, and then they resort to these things, especially when they also know that most of our people, some of these people that are not even for national immigrant, foreign immigrants, then what they do is that's how they do it.
You say some of our people, so I suppose then this is a community thing. Tell me a bit about illegal mining that's taking place in this community then.
Yes, illegal mining, as you can, Welkom, as most of you know, Welkom is a mining area, Free State is a mining area. So because of unemployment, most of us we resort to this small-scale mining, because it's the only thing that we do. We don't have other ways of income. This is what we do as community members.
And I mean, 31 people still known to have been trapped there, with, of course, 3 people that have been taken out. How do you feel as a community to see the minister coming here to see what's happening?
We are actually glad to see that he's here, but we don't only want the minister to come when it's these incidents. We have been having roundtable discussions with the department, with DMRE. We have had roundtable discussions with all stakeholders. What we are saying is to the minister, to Gwede Mantashe, please speed up the process of the bill that has been gazetted last year, because there is a bill on small scale and artisanal mining that has been gazetted. It's been through parliament. So we don't see what is the reason for the minister not to speed up the process of issuing the permits, awarding these communities these permits, because after all, it is LED projects, it's local economic development projects. These ones of small scale mining is a local economic development project. So our call today on the minister, as he's here today, we are calling upon him to say, not just here in Welkom or in the Free State, all artisanal miners in the whole of South Africa, let it be that those people be granted permits so that it can be legalized, so that it can be formalized, so then we mustn't have such issues like this. Because I think if we were going to have our small-scale miners being awarded with permits and being legalized, these problems that we could have avoided.
And I mean, when you talk about avoiding, don't you think it's unsafe though? Because most of these mines are quite old. I mean, this in itself was from 1990, was closed. I mean, wouldn't that be then difficult for anyone to go inside there and potentially could even cause people to die in there?
Yeah, like I've said, most of these killings of these people, most of these people that are dying, like I've said, is part of it is man-made, but when it comes to the safety, as small-scale and artisanal miners, we do have we have granted them with our draft, with our policies and everything. We also have our own people that is involved with the concern, the issue of safety of our people. We have our own inspectors. We have people for safeguarding these things. Like, for instance, with your mercury, as small-scale miners, we are not using mercury because we know mercury is dangerous. We have alternative ways, which is not dangerous.
Thank you very much. I want to actually bring you in because you are a small-scale miner, and I want you to come closer. He's saying that at this point that you guys have alternatives. And as a small-scale miner, why is this important and that it's legalized?
I think it's important basically first of all, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Madlala, and I'm an entrepreneur. We formalized last year, in the beginning of the year of 2022. We formalized our corporation. It's called Goldfields Artisanal Mining. And the reason why we went there is because we had a few sittings with DMRE. We followed the procedures that they said we must follow. So until now, we're actually just waiting for our mining permits so that we can be legalized and get the right equipment, the safety precautions, and then we would go on site and then work and provide employment for our communities.
There are reports that there was a gas explosion in this area, and this is how 31 people were stuck in there, and with the 3 that were taken out. Okay. Then how are you going to prevent that?
Obviously, those individuals did not follow the right procedures, because I'm sure that I'm definitely sure Goldfields Artisanal Small-Scale Mining was not part of that. The team over there, so we don't know anything about those individuals that got hurt. So what I'm saying is, if the minister can help us with the right resources, right equipment, so that we can follow the procedures with the DMRE. We already sat down with the regional chair, Mr. Machaka. We have all the documentation, procedures, safety procedures, everything. So, yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for speaking to us. So there is the community and also the small-scale miners. And just like picking up on that, they're saying that maybe formalizing could mean that such things don't really take place, because there could be a chance for everybody to work together to find a solution and still create work.